Hello Adrian, my name is Ian Maker, and you asked me to put together a video resume. Here it is. Not quite the videographer that you'd think you'd have at Top Notch, but here it is. You asked me what my experience was with my brokerage, and I've been in the real estate industry for 34 years, going on 35 years. Been ranked as high as number 22 in the nation for all of RE/MAX. Started my career in the Bay Area in 1984, selling commercial investment real estate for companies like Cushman & Wakefield and Marcus & Millichap. Worked there until 1989 when Loma Prieta hit. Had a number of buildings that were for sale down by the Cypress structure in Oakland. And I like to stay in the market move for 15 seconds and then it stopped. The Cypress structure fell and all my deals fell out of escrow. And in a matter of moments, my year was kind of crumbling. Packed my things up. I was a single father with 2 children, which are both 34 and 36 now. Moved up to Sacramento and figured I'd be a big fish in a small pond and do something different. Started up here in Sacramento and started calling on residential properties, figuring it would be easier to sell. And of course the market fell off the face of the earth in 1990. Started calling on for sale by owners and whatever I could do to get some listings, and stumbled across the for sale by owner side. And back in those days, HSBC, or Household Finance at the time, was selling their properties as for sale by owners with red for sale by owner signs and selling them out of the local branches. Called them on a continual basis until they decided that they would give me a listing. They called me down and gave me 10 listings, and I said, hey, this is pretty cool. So I began contacting every financial institution I could until I got to as many as 50 financial institutions. And during the 90s, I did nothing but market to financial institutions and list and sell their REO properties, their bank-owned properties, throughout the greater Sacramento area. Did that in 1990 until about 1998 when the REO market dried up, and then continued to sell residential real estate into the new millennium. I was seeing what the lending practices were at the time and realized that we were headed downhill quickly. We all saw what the final outcome of that was, and that was a Great Recession of 2007, 8, 9. They were making loans that people couldn't afford, people couldn't do. If you were breathing and you had a mirror, you got the loan. Stated income, so on and so forth. And I was seeing this opportunity and began recreating my relationships with the financial institutions in 2006, 2007. When 2008 rolled around, I sold 365 properties. Was ranked number 22 in the entire nation for all of RE/MAX. Received the Lifetime Achievement Award for RE/MAX, which I was the 165th recipient worldwide to ever receive the Lifetime Achievement Award with RE/MAX International, which, as you can imagine, has tens of thousands of agents worldwide. At which time I literally sold, like I said, 365 properties. It was 364 properties until 2010, at which time I received a phone call from one of the title companies saying that if you don't send us a commission demand, we'll have to send your money to the state of California. And so I sent in my commission demand, making it an easement 365 deals for the year. At which time things began to slow down. I got into doing some investments, and I was investing and buying properties at the courthouse steps. I had an old friend of mine that was in the commercial real estate industry. He was now a big-time developer, building 40% of all the Walgreens across the United States today. And I went to Rob and I says, hey, I need some money to go to the courthouse steps. He says, great, let's go to the bank. And he put $60 million into an account in both our names. And we didn't have an LLC agreement for almost 6 months. Worked on a handshake. We were buying and flipping properties and turning and burning. And in that year, we bought and closed almost 60 properties total. Average return on each property, net return, was anywhere from $70,000 to $100,000. Pretty good year. That eventually dried up. The courthouse steps started getting to a point where investors were making stupid bids and margins of only $20,000 on a house, and made absolutely no sense anymore. So decided that it was time to move on and do something different. I started a property and casualty insurance company, insurance brokerage, of which I still own today. I'm in the process of selling the book. And it was something that was very much like I was accustomed to with the financial institutions. I do well with business-to-business sales and making things happen in that arena and creating referral-based business. And I feel that's the root of all businesses today is a good referral base. No matter what you do, it doesn't matter what you sell and how you manage it. If you build a good referral base, you'll always end up in the end on top. One of the other things you talked about is that why do you believe you're a perfect fit? Well, experience, school of hard knocks, and a lot of mistakes along the way that I don't choose to want to make in another opportunity. The next time, I'm always looking for the next big opportunity. I'm always looking to be number one again. It's who I am. I believe that I'm capable of always taking a company to the very next level and making it thrive in no matter what economy, as well as the fact that I think that that's largely in part to the teamwork that's created as a result of the staff that I have. For example, if you have an employee that has good, strong skills, but they're in the wrong sector of your job, of your company, look at what their skills are and move them into a department where their skills are better suited for who they are and allow them to grow doing what they do best. I found that when you do that, you create stronger teams and better foundations for your individuals. And I think that you'll find that they always tend to help each other more if they're in their strong suit and in their environment where they feel comfortable. It also creates a sense of security for them, because if they get put into a position where they don't necessarily fit, at the same time they're getting an opportunity to be able to better themselves when you put them into a position where they do fit and they grow rapidly. And at the same time, when they go to train somebody else, they don't create any kind of fear within the individuals in the company of, oh my God, I better do it right or I'm going to get canned. You don't want them to have that feeling. You want them to feel like they're secure and at home. So that's a big part of what I do. It's those little things of what makes a company strong is the family attitude and the teamwork. As I said, I bring 40 years of experience to the table. I have numerous contacts throughout the United States. I have an ability to manage people and create relationships. And I try not to judge. And I try not to, I try to look for people's strongest skills. Regardless of what happens with you and I would like an opportunity to meet with you, whether or not you review me for the position or not. I'm a relationship-based individual. I base my relationships on long-term communication, and I believe that old-fashioned skills of doing business are what make the economy really work. I don't think it's all an internet-based system anymore. It has to be internet-based, as we all know. However, the same opportunities occur as they used to when we used to go out and just shake hands and knock on doors and create those relationships. And relationships are vital in any business. They're what make the deals come together. Not necessarily, how we can be a presence to you on the internet and so on and so forth. No, it's relationships. Relationships are what make deals come together, and that's what makes companies grow. With that, I hope to get an opportunity to meet with you. I hope for a phone interview. I am available. I'm an independent individual. I own my own companies. I make my own time. I'm open to your phone calls at any time. 916-715-2018 is my cell phone, and you can reach me on that at any time. And I look forward to talking to you in the very near future. Thank you.